This week on Chuckload of Comics, we are reviewing Deadly Class. We're taking you to school, people. Assassin School. Right here on Chuckload of Comics. Hello and welcome to Chuckload of Comics. I'm Chuck Lindsay. We got a very special show. We're going to review this book right here, Deadly Class by Rick Remender. To my left, Mr. Ralph Corona. Ladies and gentlemen.
How's it going, guys?
Ralph, you never been on Chuckload of Comics before?
Never. Very excited.
Ralph's a good friend of ours. Wanted to come into the Chuckload of Comics studio and shoot this awesome show. Before we get into Deadly Class, which is an absolutely badass book, can't wait to talk about it. Let's go ahead and do our Subscriber of the Week. Bam, Subscriber of the Week. This week's Subscriber of the Week is a good friend of mine, my coworker, Mr. Antonio Medina. Tony, I have to apologize. I didn't come over to your house. I was supposed to go to Tony's house last night and we were going to watch Logan Noir.
Logan Noir?
The black and white Logan. I don't know if you've seen the black and white version of Logan yet.
No.
But it's freaking... I haven't seen it yet, but it looks pretty cool.
Do they do it like the old Samurai? Is it all just black and gray and then just red blood everywhere?
No red. They remastered it and they tweaked all the levels and stuff to make it like a classic black and white looking film.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be sweet.
So Antonio, you probably enjoyed it. I'm sorry I didn't make it to your house last night. Big apologies. So the reason Mr. Antonio Medina is our Subscriber of the Week, he made us a custom piece of art. No one's ever made a Chuckload of Comics custom piece of art before. Here it is right here. You can probably see it back there. It's a little awesome Star Wars piece. I think it's me and Shauna climbing all over Darth Vader.
Okay.
So cool, man. We got the coolest viewers and subscribers ever.
I'll tell you what, Chuck. You and Shauna look a lot like Leia and Luke.
But, you think? You think?
Just a little bit. It might be the way Shauna always wears her hair. You know, she goes to work, buns it up.
The buns. You're
always wearing the Maz Eisley outfits, you know? Or is it the...
I like to stay comfortable.
The farm... You walk around with the blue milk all the time, you know?
Yeah, well, I like to keep things moist. I'm a moisture farmer.
Yeah.
And moist is good. Moist is good. So thanks, Antonio, man. We really appreciate this piece of art. Speaking of art, to my left, Ralph Corona. To my left, to your right.
Yeah.
Ralph, one of the premier Chicago artists, specializing in all kinds of things, comic book art.
This guy, he's a talker.
Yeah, I'm doing my best. I'm showing some of your art as we speak right now. You do sketch covers, some absolutely amazing sketch covers. You take blank canvases, draw your own comic book art right on top of.
That's correct, Chuck. But did these not work? I thought they were props. Or I thought they were like little Star Wars robots.
They're actual microphones.
Okay.
They're actual mics.
Please continue.
Yeah, your sketch covers are absolutely fucking dynamite. Insane. And your scratchboard stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That one you did with... the
Xenomorph and Hellboy?
The Hellboy. You did a Yondu.
I did.
It was absolutely freaking amazing. Your Yondu sketchboard blew my mind.
Thanks, Chuck. Again, it's all stuff that I like to, try out. Don't get bored, and keep going. And the nerd stuff always helps, and as long as it makes fellow nerds like you happy, makes the nerd inside of me pretty stoked.
Yeah, man. And I would be unwise to not mention the fact that you are also a tattooer.
Oh, I am. I get to contribute and put a lot of cool comic book tattoos on some really nerdy people, and it makes my job and my day-to-day that much funner,
Yeah. One of my all-time favorite tattoos you've done. I mean, obviously it's my favorite. It's on Shauna's leg.
Yeah, the Logan.
The Logan, the Wolverine. The gold and blue Wolverine. Yeah, the award-winning tattoo.
Always a good time with the Lindsays, for sure.
Yeah. So if anybody wanted to find some of your art, perhaps purchase some of your art. We got Ralph Corona art hanging all over the Chuckload of Comics Batcave. It's everywhere you look. There's Ralph art everywhere. If someone wanted to find some of your art, maybe even just see some of your art online, where should they go?
So you can just follow me on Instagram. It's just _ Rafael Corona. It should have like a little joker, everything will pop up, and just either email me, and I'd be happy to ship stuff out. I usually have originals, but all that stuff is really just exclusive to my workspace, to my shop. So if you're ever in Chicago, just come by the shop, and I have things that you could only get by coming to see me. You know, I don't really get too many opportunities to ship stuff out, so it makes it much more exclusive and unique to just come get something fresh that you can't really get in stores or online, really, you know.
Sweet, man. We're gonna put a link to your Instagram down at the bottom of this, in the description of this particular show on Chuckload of Comics on YouTube. By the way, because I'm sure you have lots of family and friends that are probably watching this show, subscribe, people. All of you awesome people that are friends and family of Mr. Ralph Corona, who are watching Chuckload of Comics for the first time. Thank you, and welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. We do this show every single week. Every Sunday we post new comic book shows, movie reviews. We talk about art. We talk about comics. So join us here every Sunday, and click that little subscribe button on the bottom and leave us a comment. We love hearing your comments. We like reading your comments. And so that's freaking dope. Well,
absolutely. Everything you always have on the show is fun and super great to watch. I like the one you did with the Superman statue in the background. It was great.
That was
had me cracking
blast.
up. I like when you do the location stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Follow this guy.
Funny little story about that particular trip. That whole show was shot. We clipped the camera to a trash can on like the side of the road and just shot in Metropolis, Illinois, home of the giant Superman statue. So if you haven't seen that video, scroll through our videos and find the one from Metropolis, Illinois, where we're standing in front of the giant Superman statue with a camera clipped to the trash can.
Yeah. Good show.
Thanks, man. I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad you like it. We're going to do a quick comic book review. You going to stick around?
I will.
Review Deadly Class? Guys, if you haven't read Deadly Class, this book's nuts. There's some of those books out there where it seems like everybody's reading but you. You know, it's like, this is one of those books that, when I first heard about this book, Deadly Class, I heard about it from my brother Andy, and the very next day I was at your studio, and you busted out these books and said, hey, have you read this book yet? And I was, son of a bitch, it's Deadly Class again. That's a sign from the comic book gods that I should be reading Deadly Class. It's an amazing book. Have you started it yet?
I haven't started it, and I know I told you about it, and I had them in my hands. I've just been caught up reading a few more things, but I got to get around to this one. And my good friend David, Dave Lopes, swore by it, and so he really kind of got me excited. I have them in my possession, and I really want to read them. And from what he told me, it sounds fantastic. A bunch of kids either left off or dropped off by either big mobs or gangs to become these future assassins for them, right? To be later picked up so that they can do the gang's biddings or whatever organization hires these trained kids that one day become adults and just,
that's
assassin
it,
class, right?
You've completely freaking... It's like you've already read the book, and I'm going to spoil the shit out of this book.
I haven't even read it, but that's what he told me, and it just sounded great.
It is, man. It's such a fucking badass concept. It's written by Rick Remender, who is comic book royalty. Rick Remender, I mean, he's illustrated and written for Punisher, Captain America, Uncanny X-Men. He illustrated the cover for NoFX album Never Trust a Hippie. I mean, the dude illustrates and writes everywhere. You can't go into a comic book shop and not see at least 12 books written or illustrated by Rick Remender.
Okay.
The guy is absolute royalty in the comic book universe. It's illustrated by a guy named Wes Craig. The illustration in this book is nuts. It's so freaking badass. He's illustrated, obviously, tons of Marvel and DC books. He did Batman, he did Guardians of the Galaxy. He's got a new book called Gravediggers Union that just started this last week, actually. So check out that. Check out Gravediggers Union. But Deadly Class, okay, like Ralph just said, basically what it's about. And here come the spoilers, Ralph. I hate to spoil this book for you before you've already read it. But it's a bunch of teenagers who go to this school, this high school, but it's a high school for assassins. These top crime families, they send their children to this school to teach them to be badasses. These crime families, these mob bosses, they send their kids to this high school to teach them how to kill people. The classes that it's not reading and writing and arithmetic, it's like decapitation 101, how and where to hide a body after you've killed it, sword play, how to cut off somebody's head in the cleanest possible way, the best way to make a bomb, plant a bomb. It's just like
it's like Hogwarts for assassins.
It's Hogwarts for killers, is what it is, and it's just what an awesome concept for a book. It's been out for a little while. It's been out for about a year or so. They're up to 31 issues. They're doing individual issues, but you can pick up the collected trade paperbacks. There's 6 of these trades. This is trade number 1, trade number 2. There's 6 of them. So you need to go to your comic book shop, get the trades, get the collected volumes, and get on board, because 31 issues you can catch up in no time. And it's totally worth your time. It's worth your money. Volume 1, your main character Marcus. So you got this school, right, of assassins, and it's they've got all these little cliques. The Mexican gangster assassins, the Japanese, Chinese gangster assassins, the hipster kids who parents go out and kill people and stuff. They got all their little cliques. But your main character, a guy by the name of Marcus, he's a homeless kid. He's living under a bridge somewhere, and he gets kind of recruited by the school. They see something in this homeless kid, and they recruit him and they bring him to the school.
Okay.
It's called King's Dominion School for Gifted Badasses or some shit like that. It's called King's Dominion School. And so they recruit the kid, and he finds his own little clique of misfits and stuff. The other kids that don't quite fit in with other people. Volume 1, you kind of get introduced to all the different characters. Some really hilarious shit happens in Volume 1. Once you've met Marcus and you've kind of introduced yourself to a lot of the characters, there's this part where they go off and they go to a Grateful Dead concert out in the middle of Las Vegas, and just to buy acid, to score some drugs.
Of course.
So they can sell it to the other school kids and stuff. And so acid is consumed. Total trippery commences. So this dude's tripping his balls off, and I don't know. There's so much to talk about in this particular book. One of their before they even go and do the acid trip out in the desert, one of their classes is how to dispose of a body, how to kill people. So they have to. One of their assignments is to go out and kill a homeless person and dispose of the body before the cops find you. But they have to be a person deserving of a death.
Oh, okay.
So they go out, and your main character Marcus goes out and they murder one of his old homeless buddies, which is this really sad scene because they kill kind of the wrong guy and he didn't deserve it, so he gets detention. Because when you kill somebody and they don't deserve it, normally it's followed by a detention or maybe a Saturday school or something like that.
I wonder what detention is like in an assassin's school, Chuck.
It's they throw you in the hole. They basically throw you in solitary confinement with just you and a bucket for months and months and months. So they all his little buddies, they break him out of the hole and they take him to Vegas and get a bunch of acid and some crazy shit happens. That's volume 1, and it's a thick book, man. You get your money's worth. It's only $9.99, and it's about 150 pages of awesomeness. Volume 2, you get a little bit more of the backstory on a lot of the characters.
Okay.
I've only read 1 and 2. There's 6 collected trades. But Volume 2, you get a lot of the backstory. Volume 2 ends with an amazing cliffhanger.
Okay.
They basically, all the kids go on their first mission, their first official assassination mission.
Okay.
And not school related. And it's fucking great. It's such an awesome book. It's worth your time. It's worth your money. I highly recommend picking up Deadly Class. And that's about all I got to say about that.
Do all the kids kill differently, or are they all kind of the same? Do they all have different weapons?
Yeah, actually, Marcus's love interest, the girl he wants to date, she's a member of the kind of the Japanese murderous clique.
Okay.
She can catch arrows in midair. She can, slice you to ribbons with a samurai sword. But the girl he's actually dating is a jealous member of the Mexican gang. So he's dating this one girl.
This doesn't sound like it's gonna go very well.
It doesn't. And people get killed left and right in this book, and it's like you said, it's Hogwarts meets Wanted. You ever saw that movie Wanted? Meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mean, it's just a lot of death, a lot of high school drama.
Yeah.
It's X-Men meets I don't know what. It's
yeah.
Awesome book. Amazingly written, amazingly illustrated. You should pick it up. And that's about all I got to say about Deadly Class. Anything else you got going on there, Ralph?
It sounds like a good book. I'm gonna have to give it a whirl at least.
You should. It's freaking dope.
tonight, tomorrow, get it in there.
Get it in there, Ralph. All the way in there. Anyway, on that note, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Ralph, thanks for coming to Chuckload of Comics.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
You ever going to come back and do another episode?
Of course, if you'll have me.
I will have you, Ralph.
I'd like to wear a green shirt next time.
Nope, can't do that. Special effects, union rules. Union rules, no green shirts.
All these rules, Chuck.
I know, sorry, man.
Lord of the Comics.
Lord of the Comics. And thanks for watching, people. Really appreciate it. See you here next Sunday. We'll be talking about a whole new comic book. Probably be talking about the Justice League movie, which will have just come out. And yeah, that's about it. We will see you here next week. Thank you for watching Chuckload of Comics.
Take it easy, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. We got a lot of other good shows on the YouTube channel, so check them out. We got like that one and that one. Lots of good stuff. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button for more episodes every single week. See you later.